Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, let's go. Welcome to Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. I'm very happy today. I woke up in the middle of last night, and I'm like, wait a minute. This deal, we heard about it. Roderick and I, literally probably at this time yesterday, we were getting ready to make a video. We were waiting for the trade to happen. And then, they're reviewing medicals? I'm like, well, I'm getting concerned. I'm like, what's going on here? Or is this not going to go through? Are we getting shades, of a possible Carlos Correa situation here where it doesn't happen? I was getting nervous. I was like, oh my gosh. But fret not, Yankee fans, because it is now official. Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. Roderick, I'm going to go to you. What is your instant reaction, and how do you think Soto is going to impact this Yankee lineup?
Sorry, I'm trying to contain the excitement. Well, with somebody we'll get to a little bit later, that Yankees lineup gets a lot deeper now, where you have Judge and Soto potentially back to back, and obviously Soto, which me and Russ have talked about, like the Yankees needed a Bryce Harper lefty swing in Yankee Stadium, and now they're finally getting it in Juan Soto, who, I mean, his swing in Yankee Stadium is unfair. So, he'll be a great fit there. He'll slot in the right field pretty nicely, and yep, I mean, it's a great addition, obviously.
Yep, and obviously Cashman came out in his offseason presser, started cursing out. He was cursing out stuff. Talking about the fans, blah blah blah. And originally I was like, what is this guy talking about? But during that, he did line up a plan. He said, I want to get 2 outfielders, preferably left-handed, reinforce the starting pitching, and maybe get a few more bullpen pieces here and there, and you'll be okay. Well, guess what? The Yankees got three outfielders, and guess what? They're all left-handed. Who is this team? Who is this new Brian Cashman? Getting lefties? This has not been Brian Cashman's nature for quite a while now. And also, I have a quote here from Brian Cashman. He says, Brian Cashman said, the Juan Soto trade is another manifestation of the Steinbrenner legacy. He said that George Steinbrenner will always believe the best players in the world should play in the Bronx. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Does someone want to tell me what they did with Brian Cashman? Because this is not the Brian Cashman I heard the past, 10 years maybe in terms of free agents besides Garrett Cole. Where did this come from? The Yankees missing out on the playoffs this year was potentially one of the best things to happen to them. Obviously, the Yankees went out before the Soto trade, and they got Alex Verdugo. And yes, Alex Verdugo, he hits for contact, can bring some energy, and he can play pretty well on the corner outfield. You're not going to put him in center field. I'll talk about that in a second. But when you look at this Yankee lineup now, it's going righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty. I love it. Finally, some balance. Some balance. I can't believe this. I don't know what got into the mind of Hal. Hal decided to finally, grow a pair. And goodness gracious. And just moving on to another certain pitcher that Roderick wants on his ball. That a lot of teams, to be fair, a lot of teams want this guy. But apparently, we can talk about him. Yamamoto. Oh boy. Here, I have another quote from Cashman. He says, when talking about Soto, it's not just going to be him. We got to keep working on what else we can add. We want to make this the mecca of baseball. And apparently, today, Hal does not care about the luxury tax anymore. If the Yankees go out and sign Yamamoto, he doesn't care. He will go over for Yamamoto. Roderick, let me get your thoughts on that.
Well, this would reinforce that starting rotation, giving them two aces. I was thinking about saying three, but no, it's two. If you have a 1-2 of Garrett Cole and Yamamoto, with then Rodon, Cortez, and others backing up, I mean that's a deadly rotation in a playoff series. That's pretty good. Um, with the willingness to spend it, it's take this with a grain of salt. This is a breath of fresh air for the Yankees, as Russell pointed to. They have not been doing this in recent years. Like they haven't been the Yankees that people think of, where they're spending money, they're making big trades, making big moves, and this is kind of like he said, a callback to the Steinbrenner legacy. So, I mean, just showing this willingness to be the so-called Yankees is a breath of fresh air, and obviously this won't happen, so you don't have to worry about it. But I mean, if you're a Yankees fan like Russell, you can be excited. Like we haven't seen this from them in the past. I don't want to say decade, but the past few years. Big players, big names coming to the Bronx. Ugh. So yeah, oh, I hate it.
And you know what this is reminding me of? The last time we saw the Yankees fully going out, 2009, Teixeira, Sabathia, Burnett, when he was, good for a bit with the Yankees, even though, whoa. I didn't expect this to happen. Now, just looking at, some other guys here, not just Soto, because obviously losing guys like King, Brito, Vasquez, and Drew Thorpe. But no. Real quick, I want to bring this up about Drew Thorpe. Prospects. In certain years where the Yankees were reluctant to trade pitching prospects, I will name some of them, off the top of my head, because this is easy, because I rant about it all the time. Davy Garcia, Chance Adams, not even in the league anymore. Justice Sheffield.
Who?
Exactly. Who they could have traded for Manny Machado. Those are just to name a few, and there is probably more. Just goes to say, look, I'm not saying Drew Thorpe isn't going to be anything, but you never know with prospects. And especially
with pitching prospects.
Exactly. Especially with pitching prospects. Literally, they can have Tommy John surgery and, their velocity dips. Anything could happen with these guys. And when you have the opportunity to trade for a generational talent in Juan Soto, you have to do it. And I get it that it's only 1 year right now. I understand that. And, I'll also mention Higashioka, I guess. But the Yankees also have Wells, who's probably going to be up, probably the starter at this point. And then you already have a few more catchers. Higashioka, thank you. The home run stroker, bye man. But Drew Thorpe, I am not saying he's going to be a bust. But I'm also saying there's nothing guaranteed. And when you have the opportunity to make a move like this, you have to take it. Roderick, give me your thoughts on what the Yankees gave up.
Well, in terms of looking back at the original Soto trade with the Nationals and Padres, the Nationals, in my opinion, give a lot more than the Yankees did at this point. Guys like C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, stuff like that. So from a Yankees perspective, yes, you lose Michael King, but if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this, but he had a bit of a down year this past year. Other guys like Drew Thorpe, like Russell said, it's not the end of the world with losing a pitching prospect. So you can't really be mad at this. And another thing to talk about is are they going to extend Soto or are they not? But for 1 year of Juan Soto, I'd be okay with giving up what the Yankees gave up as of right now, today.
Yeah, and King was okay. I wouldn't say King had a down year, but here's the thing with King, because I obviously I talked about the younger pitchers, but King only has 2 more years of control. So just for some of you out there that are like, oh, we traded King. King is good. Yes, I understand that King, late down the line last year was good as a starter. He was. I will admit that. But the guy gets hurt a lot. That's one. He gets hurt a lot. And that already is that's another reason why I thought the trade was being held up. I thought it was something in the medical, and I was like, oh boy. But besides his injury history, which we already know, he only has 2 more years of control. 2 more. It's not going to make that much of a difference. A lot of people didn't want to give him up. Yeah, I get that. But if the Yankees can go out and get a Yamamoto, then I don't really think this makes this trade even better for the Yankees. It makes it what? You're going to lose, a few guys that are in long relief. King is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Yeah. But if you get Yamamoto, another ace next to Cole, and that takes the pressure off of Rodon to, because Rodon, there's a ton of pressure on Rodon, especially if they don't get Yamamoto. There's going to be still a ton of pressure. But if they get him, that kind of eases up a little. He'll be the 3rd starter, and maybe, who knows? But Roderick, any closing thoughts?
I better see Yamamoto win pinstripes on opening day.
Which
Citi Field? Citi Field.
All right. If you can all do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, give me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have any more predictions? Do you think Yamamoto is going to go to the Yankees or the Mets or another team like the Dodgers or Giants? Let me know down below. Like the video,